All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clusie, and today we're going to be talking about idol worshiping, okay? Let's get started. All right, Bible verse today, I want you to go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19, and read through 20. That is for you. This is a warning right before you get whatever you've prayed for. Please read that. I'm not going to dictate everything to you. Do your homework. Let God speak to you. Moving on. All right, so what is an idol? Okay. You should only be worshiping God. He should be the number one thing in your life because he's perfect. He knows everything. You know, he's a good father. He loves you. He has your best interest at heart. Worship that. Okay. When you make an idol out of something, it's basically like you taking something in this imperfect world and making it your God, which will never lead to happiness because anything that is in this world is imperfect. It's going to constantly disappoint you. People will disappoint you. Animals will disappoint you. You know, working out, whatever, body image, whatever it is that you want to make your God, it will constantly lead to disappointment because it's not perfect. There's no perfection here in this world. And God does not want you worshiping something that's not perfect, not because he's like a mean God and is like, hey, I want to be the center of attention. That's not what it's about. He is trying to show you that you will never have true peace, true joy, true love, true all of the good things that he offers. You cannot have them when you are putting your focus and making something, somebody, or, you know, an activity your God. There will be nothing that is of God in that because that thing should not be in that place. Now you can pray for things. God does. He wants you to pray. Pray for that marriage. Pray for the person that you want to marry. Pray for that. But when they show up, you are not to make them your God, and your happiness and joy is not determined on what that individual does in your life. That individual is sent by God to you, for you, and you should still put God in his place and keep the people and things in their place, which is like a little piece of heaven. It's a little glimpse of heaven here on earth. We all need that. God knows that. So he's like, hey, take this gift. But the mistake that some people make is when they receive that gift. When they get that money, when they get that marriage, or they get that career, they get everything that they've been praying for, they take their eyes from God and then they put it on that thing, person, place, thing, whatever it is, and then they make that their God. That becomes their everything. It's their world, you know. And this happens a lot of time in marriages with, especially sometimes with women. You know, you're praying for a husband, and you're like, I want a husband, I want a husband. God sends a husband, and then that person becomes everything. That's like your source of, you know, maybe he's head of household, you know, source of finances, source of happiness. If that person isn't happy, then you're not happy. That's making somebody into your God. And when you do that, you're going to constantly be disappointed. And that's not why God gave you that person or the money or the career. That's not why he sent that in there. He sent that there because you prayed for it. And he's like, hey, this is going to help you out. I'll give you a little piece of heaven. But you take advantage of the situation and you turn it into something that it's really not supposed to be. You won't be happy with that person if they're your God. Do you know why? They're not supposed to be God. They're not perfect. Okay, nothing in this world is. So God is to be God, and when you put your focus on him and say, wow, man, God really loves me. You sent me this person. That's awesome. Thank you. You understand that, hey, that person's not perfect. They're going to make mistakes sometimes, you know. And you have this mindset, but you know ultimately anything it's coming from God. The money that person makes, the happiness, everything comes from God. So it lets you enjoy the blessing in a proper manner. Same thing with money. Sometimes you guys pray for money, you get millions of dollars, you know, and the next thing you know, you're like, I don't need God. You stop praying. It's really easy, you know, to pray to God for money when you don't have none. But when you have everything in the world, maybe you don't need to pray for money anymore. So now you're taking a back seat and you're like this, that, and then you stop thinking, you start looking at your bank account every day like, man, this is pretty great. I'm kind of like, I'm a baller now. This is pretty nice. And then you take your eyes off God. You've made that thing your idol. This is a warning for somebody. I don't know who you are or what you prayed for, but you're getting ready to receive what you asked God for. And what he doesn't want you to do is turn it into an idol and make it into your God. Because when you do that, you are going to be more miserable than you were before you even started asking him for it. Okay? So anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment as always, and I will see you guys next time.